Hello, good morning, Jane's lurking. Jane, in or out? Yeah. Come on, you're like the cat. Come on in.
I wasn't sure.
This morning went out the front door and just went and walked back in the back door.
Yeah.
Or just meowed loudly by the back door. But you're not meowing, so this is good. Good morning, everybody. Look, we actually have lights, camera, action. That's about as much movement as I can make today. We were going to demo this rather stunning table runner. Now, Jane, it transpires that with the kit, you've got enough to do placemats as well.
Yes, coasters. If you want to make another one, you'll need to order a bit more of the background fabric.
But if you look
another
on
unit, so
if you look on the website, then you'll see what plain we've used for that.
Yes.
Just order another unit of that, which makes it an incredible. A bit of a steal deal, that one, especially as it's coming in under £30. So today's show is going to be 2 shows in one. I'm going to very quickly show you a few little cork makes because we've got some things I just need to talk to you about cork wise, and then Jane's going to come and take over and do the demo that she was going to do yesterday. Yes. So can I grab yourself a cup of coffee?
Yes,
while I do this. I'm not going to be very long because these makes are so brilliant and quick. And if you are a Cork Makes subscriber, you've already got these templates and instructional video in your Cork Makes area. They went up last night. So please do make the most of those, which means that unless you want the actual Mylar templates, you are good to go. The Mylar templates are here. Mylar templates are it just means that you are super, super, super accurate. So we like to play the game of what the Eki Thump are they? That's a technical game that we like to play here at Natasha Makes. And I like to surprise people with what they could possibly be. This is a car fob. Car key. I can't get the words out the right way. You see, I just say a car fob, and Gemma's like, no, it's a car key fob. Right.
It is.
Yeah, there you go. She's here. To put me right.
Key fob. The key is the important word. The key is key.
Do you know what? It's one of those things, right? In my old car, you just had to have the fob somewhere vaguely near the car, which I found terrifying because I would leave it in all sorts of places. Had I had one of these, it would have been so much easier. Sally's got some kind of space age device going on her car, as has Jane on her new car. But they fit in here because we tested them. We tried them. They do fit. Josh in his, not a supply car, courtesy car, since, you know, his car got written off, has also got, I've tried them all. I've had everyone's fobs, and they all, so we're not fobbing you off. Oh, it's early. They all fit in here. I've put my house key on there as well. I love this. I've done this in velvet. Now, we have got, you might be looking, and you would be quite right to look and go, oh, that's fabulous cork, Natasha. Yes, it is. This came out of my kilo of cork ends that we import for you because, quite frankly, it's the cheapest and easiest and best way to get a full smorgasbord, which is a word people should use more often, of corks that otherwise would be really expensive. And I import those directly from Portugal. I deal with all the import tax. I deal with all the boring stuff that you don't have to. Okay? These are great. Sally, how long we got until your Christmas fair?
Oh gosh, I haven't got a countdown. It's the last weekend. Oh, it's 2 months.
2 months. 2 months until your Christmas fair. These are going to make great little Christmas gifts. Really great little Christmas gifts. And when you pair them with today's other make, yes, which is my coin purse. Gemma always likes me to write a little bit about the makes. And somewhere in my distant memory of childhood, someone had one of these, and I can't remember for the life of me who it was. I just remember being really impressed because they used to get it out, give it a squeeze, and then give it a jiggle. And I always wanted one. I never had one. I am fulfilling 7-year-old Natasha's dream. And if you can't do that as an adult, shame on you. With this, I've called it a crocodile snap because it snaps together like crocodile jaws. And then you've got your coin of the realm in there. And look, they match. This makes me happier than you would ever know. And so I'm really happy. I can keep that in my bag. I can keep that in my bag. I can attach that to my bag. It's a beautiful thing. You see, with Josh's what's the word? Courtesy car. You just have to vaguely waft the key fob around it somewhere. So I'm making him one of these. So in a manly one. I'm making him a manly one. So that he can, only because I keep using it. And I'd quite like to not lose the car. You can see that I've enjoyed making this because I've got about 6 of them on the go. Because they're lovely and easy. These ones are just drying. But again, all of these came out of my cork scrap bags. Gemma, we've done a deal on the kilo scrap ends, haven't we?
We have indeed, yeah, scrap bags.
What are they getting?
They are getting one of today's set of instructions for free.
Amazing. Amazing.
It's exciting, isn't it? So yes, when they buy a 1 kilogram premium Portuguese cork offcut bag, they get the NM Crocodile coin purse printed instructions for free.
Beautiful. I think we should give them a template as well. I think we should give them a mylar template with that as well.
You're the boss.
I'm feeling generous today. Yeah.
You really are.
I know, but it's Wednesday.
I'm changing it.
And yesterday's show didn't work, so
that's true.
We'll go with that. As a little sorry. I'm hoping that this has dried. I've been edge painting because all of these I want to keep for myself. Look at this one. This is going to match this one. And wait for it, when you open this one up. What colour do you think I did the velvet on this, Gemma?
I'm just shenanigating this bundle now. You've thrown me, my friend.
It's green! Look at that! So I went out and I got all of my velvet scraps and I was like, I'm making these super luxurious. When I was a kid, we didn't have velvet ones. But I just, when you go to the casino, no, you're a good girl, you don't go to casinos. When you go to casinos, obviously you've got I just feel like there's velvet and stuff. And I kind of feel like if there's coins, there should be velvet. So that, and also then your keys won't scratch. So I'm going with a velvet lining for this as well. I've also done one with, I had a black cork, and I've done that with some Kaufman.
Nice.
And then this was a lovely, lovely one. And I've done that one with a tilde spot.
Lovely.
Which makes me very happy. Can I just show you? I did not gum tragacanth this first, so you can see that my paint has just bled a little bit. I didn't have time. If you put, we edge paint these. You can see, like on here, the edges are painted black or whatever colour. With the velvets, I don't bother with the gum tragacanth first. You don't have to. But with fabric, especially if it's lighter, you should put the gum tragacanth on first. It kind of seals it. And then you can go in with your edge paint. I didn't because time was not my friend this morning. Because Dave needed a whole new clean water situation. And that took me a bit of a while.
But he's a diva.
He is, I know. D for Diva Dave. If anyone's wondering who Dave is, he is our duck.
Yeah.
But he was Waterloo this morning and Josh is not here. So that fell to me to do. I felt like, in the Victorian times when they used to have the baths and you'd top them up whilst they were in it. It felt a bit like that today because Dave and Sonny and their 2 little friends had all got in the bath. They were all splashing about together whilst I was still trying to top them up. It was not easy. It was not easy. Right.
That's so cute though.
I know. How is this working? Let me tell you. You will get your cork. In fact, let me just show you very quickly. These are just some of. I have made so many things out of my kilo o cork and yet still I've got this left. Obviously I've had a few things. Oh, now I don't know if this is of interest to anyone, but I've got a little bunny template, and I thought that they would make, actually with the velvet, they'd make a really lovely, just a little extra key charm. Would anybody like those? Cork Makes subscribers, do you want that template added up as well, popped in? So I've got in here, oh look, I've got the birds. I didn't do anything with the birds. Oh, well this would, hang on, could I fit one of these out of that? No, not quite. I had roses. I've made numerous of my A4 fastest bags out of these. Look, I've got birds, I've got flamingo. I haven't done anything with my flamingos yet. Ooh. But this is the sort of thing that you get. So you might get like the odd little bit of second in there, but I've got all of that that's usable and all of that that's usable. Some of these as well have got a black backing on them. Some it feels like a microfiber. So actually, if you're making some of these, you wouldn't have to add another fabric on the back if you didn't want to. That's, you know, like this black one, you don't have to add anything on the back if you don't want to. I did because I had some Kaufman scraps left over. But look at this one. This one's fun. I might go for a bit of orange on that one. Gorgeous. But the scrap bags work out. I keep calling them scrap bags. They're not, are they? They're kilos of cork ends, but they work out to be incredible value. Incredible value. Have I just put that in paint? Yeah, I've just dipped that in paint. Well done me. But yeah, so that's one that I've got today. So you will get that and a Mylar template. We pre-order these and then we import them all together because we kept ordering them and under ordering, and so we wait for everybody to decide who wants to top up, who wants their next cork kilo, and we get it then in all together.
Fabulous. Natasha, can I share some messages with you?
Go for it.
Yeah, I'll get you to have a look at your WhatsApp as well while I'm doing that. No problem. And Graham says good morning all.
Good morning.
Also, Ginny says good morning from sunny Essex, and Sharon's with us, and Jane as well. Jane says glad the gremlins have been evicted. You and us both, Jane. Joe says good morning.
Good morning.
Joy says good morning, Natasha and Jane, loud and clear today. Yay! I was so relieved. So relieved, Joy. I can't tell you. Although, thank you, bless you. You did love yesterday's make, even though you didn't get to see the demo yesterday. But don't worry, I've managed to shenanigate a few extra kits. But just, grab them quick.
Yes.
Yes, we've also got Sue who says, my car's so old and dilapidated it probably needs a hand crank start. You're not going to fit one of those in a fob. But
no.
I do appreciate the humour.
I mean, yeah, there's thing. Do you know, my dad's just bought a midget.
Oh, ace.
I know. And he said it's amazing. You forget how small they were. I know the hints in the name, like it's a midget, but
yes.
but equally, it's one of those things that because my mum and I were saying, well, everything's got bigger. Like kids' car seats have got bigger. Everything's got bigger. You couldn't fit those in a midget now. So he's got, he does like to collect these things. And I tell you what, it came about. I was watching George Gently Investigates, love that, whilst I was making something the other day, and I looked at all the period cars, and I thought, you know what, actually, my dad restores all these incredible cars and motorbikes and everything else, and he's so meticulous about it. I said, why don't you just rent them for TV and film? And he's like, no one would want to come and get it from Cornwall. Like, well, you'd be surprised.
We kept getting told this about our caravans as well.
They pay good money.
Yeah. It's just, do we trust them with our pride and joy?
That's the thing, isn't it? And I think that was the thing. The thought of anybody damaging Dad's pride and joy would just not be the one. Talking of the one, which one shall we work with first? So I think I'm going to finish off making this pair. Now you will layer up. Cork at the bottom, heat and bond. Oh, heat and bond is finally back in stock. It's taken a while. We've got the black and the white heat and bond. What is heat and bond? Let me find some. This is heat and bond. So your cork will go on the base, and then you will put the heat and bond in the middle, and then you will put your fabric right side up and sandwich this in the middle and apply a little bit of steam. And that melts. It's like a cobweb of glue, and that melts it and holds everything together. This is the magic that makes all of these cork makes possible, and we love it. And it has been out of stock, so it's now back in stock. So we have taken 25% off for anybody that wants to buy a metre of black and a metre of white. You think
that is as a combined product, so you don't need to add them individually. It's not one of those where you add one and add the other, and then it's a combined product. So you just find that product, which is in today's collection, right near the top, just underneath Portuguese pork. Portuguese cork.
Wow.
And that product will give you the two pieces together. You'll see it. It's there.
It's there. Go and take a little look. Right. We are going to have a little look at inserting eyelets.
Beautiful.
Yes.
This gives people the fear.
I know, right? And actually, in the video that I did for the cork makes, I put it in correctly the first time round, and then wasn't. Sorry, just messaging you back, Gemma.
That's right.
Right, so I'm just going to see what angle I am at. Because, so in the video I did it correctly first time, and then I think it fell out or something before I managed to hammer it. And I put it in stupidly the wrong way around. So let me show you this. And it kind of doesn't matter in a video, because it just means that you get to see it correctly eventually. I'm going to leave that there. 2 parts to your what's the word I want? Eyelets. So you've got one with the shank and then the top. Okay. This is the hemline tool. I've got 3 left in the black, 3 left in the silver. We do have another option, don't we, Gemma, which has got sort of a starter kit with all the colours, which is a little bit more money. But if you would like that, then you'll always got it. That's a 6mm. This is 5.5mm. You can use either 5.5 or 6mm for these. Okay. So we are going to. I tend to put the one with the shank on the cork side. On the cork side, and then that is going to sit. Can you see that's got all the. It's angled to hold that in place, so it's not going to go anywhere. Then we're going to put that over the top, and then this piece, it's got like a dented, a pitted side, and then a domed side. We're going to put that with the pitted side down, okay, and then this particular starter set comes with then this part that sits on top, and you are going to bash that. I'm going to take that off my workbench, off my machine to bash, because even I know that would be a stupid thing to do. Huh? Bish bash tash, exactly. But I can show you that has gone in. We've used these for the dog poo bag holder, so that you can attach, these. Gemma and I have got to load these, but these are brilliant. Something like this, a spring clip, means that can just go on there and then attach to your lead or whatever if you're doing the dog poo holders. But today we've got some larger sizes for you. Can't get it out now. Oh well, look at me. Don't look at me. There we go. And we'll do exactly the same on the other end. So let's layer that up. So that goes into that side of the tool and sits there really snugly. Smugly. And then that sits in there. If with these, if afterwards you want to just put, or if at this point you want to just put a little tiny bit of glue around there just to hold everything in place always and forever, just belt and braces type, you would be forgiven for doing that. Like you can do that. That's not a problem. Because with the best will in the world, eyelets can be a little bit pesky. It's fine on this because I've got cork. I've got cork and velvet, so I've got quite a lot of what's the word I want? Depth. These come with instructions. These ones, and they're good to go. Right, now then, the next thing to do is to start to create the actual holder. So we're going to fold it in half and wrap this round, and we're going to then add in a rivet. I wouldn't go for the smallest rivet. I would go for the next size up of rivet, the middle rivet if you've got this kit. And again, the shank goes through there. I have not made that hole big enough. You know, I normally use my leather punch. It's packed somewhere. So I'm just gonna I'm just going to use the actual tool that comes with it. Because, you know, they do come with a tool. Whoops. And make sure you do it onto something that isn't your cutting mat, because I do have a cutting mat that has a massive hole out of it from not doing that. So we're going to bring then this side round. Huh? Yeah, no, exactly. How to know that I was indeed crafting here. And then you put your rivet cap on. Now, this is then going to sit into that hole there. Ordinarily, I have a top that you would put over the top of there, like a thick one of these that's got a smooth curved edge. But of course, I've got a whole set of them and I haven't unpacked them yet. I don't have anything else quite... Oh no, hang on. Because I don't have anything else quite similar. I do, here we go. That is your rivet then in place. Crikey, that's quite a chunky one. And then you've just got to put your snap on. So we're going to put the male end there and the female end there. What is the difference? I hear you say. Well, I mean, I'm just imagining that that's what you're saying. You may or may not be. Let's have a look, shall we? So let's assemble what we need for our snaps. This is the male side of things. Where's my other maley bit? There we go. And they're the bits that poke up. I'm going to leave you to think about how you would like to remember which is which. And then this is the female button end, and that will sit in there like that, and that will go in, and then the male part fits into the female part. How you wish to remember this is up to you. But we are going to put the female part on here. So with this backing here, that's going to go through there, and then this bit then sits on top. We have got tools that we now need. We now need this to sit in there so that we don't destroy, we keep the integrity of that. Okay, so that then sits in there, that's not going to go anywhere. And then we've got another tool which has got a hole in it like that, which sits over the top, kaboom, there. So that holds, can you see that's holding all of that in integrity there. I'm going to do that thing where I put it onto my bench and try and keep all the bits. This is where I came undone with the with the eyelet yesterday, and then reassembled it in the wrong way around. So there we go, that is that all smashed in, and you can see that has retained its shape. The fact that this is curved and goes over the top means that that can retain its integrity, ready to then be inserted into the female part of the situation. Right, which we're going to do now. So this goes into that hole there. Have I? Oh, I haven't cut through the velvet. Yes, I have. I sort of have. There we go. I would always rather it was a little bit more of a struggle than just too loose. And then this time we're going to use this tool, and that's going to sit into this shank here, because then when we hammer it, that's going to then hammer into this and hold this in place. But we do now want to flick this over, so we use that side this time. We're going to use this smooth side this time, so that we don't damage that smooth button. Is this making sense, or am I just making this sound really complicated? It's not, but
Makes sense to me.
I am sewing with my hammer this morning, and so that is that, Gemma. That's that made. And then how you then want to, I know, right? Really super quick. And then how you then want to pop all your bits and bobs on here is up to you. Now, like I say, I've used a large spring clip here, but we do have these. And what you could do is pop that on. Pop that on, and then look at this. You've got a couple of little dangly bits there to attach your keys from. But I can't remember. You know, Gemma, I said to you, what did we call these? And then that will also attach onto your handbag or whatever. Can you remember what we called these?
Which bit am I? Oh, those.
Those, yeah. Because we always have to try and describe them.
We had such a job to name
I know,
those.
and I can't remember.
Item, weren't they?
They were.
Ooh. I'm going to say if I put the word key ring in, then these don't really appear, these sorts of things.
But I couldn't remember, and when I said to you, can we please tag, trying to actually get these off is then also fun.
Are they the ones that have
They've got
5 sub clips on them?
No, but they would be brilliant too. And
Oh,
I
they're
did
beautiful.
pull those, and then I can't remember what I've done with it.
Well, I'm going to tag those because they're stunning.
They would be
They're
really
vintage
useful.
colour as well.
They are a really good colour. I know where they are on the shelf. No, look, we've got gold and we've got gunmetal and we've got silver of those, but I will just go and get one of those clips.
They are fabulous.
I'm not sure that people ever really appreciated, because we never showed them on a show.
No.
They're here, let me show you.
Such a great little thing to have as well.
So you can just clip everything on. And if you want to use them all, you just take them off and use them somewhere else. But that's brilliant. If you've got a couple of keys, you see, then you've got them on. And you see that will clip onto there, and then everything is held in there. So they are absolutely perfect for this make. Or I've got a trio. These need to be loaded. So when Jane does her thing, I'll give Gemma the details on these. A trio of split rings. You can just use those. We've got different colours there. We've also got the rainbow ones as well. Now these would be useful. Let me take one out. Again, if you're making to sell on these. Look, I could have one that matches. Oh, hang on. Stop the bus. Look, Gemma. It matches my velvet. Oh, come on.
You are like a small child.
I'd make no apologies. And then I can clip that onto my bag. I've got a little clip for my rabbit charm. Look, I could put my little rabbit charm on there. Clip him through his ear. Just, because I can. Or my oh, this is another one that's coming soon. My little whale tail. Matches my ring. Look. Love that. And then, yeah, you would just, if you've got your split ring, then you would just put your key onto your split ring as normal. And that would hang down in there. And then you'd have that on there. That's a good option, actually. There's lots and lots of different things that you can do with these. we've got some of those rainbows. We've got all sorts, haven't we, Jem? Oh, the other ones that are useful are these ones, the spring, because then that straight would sit in there. Lots and lots of different ways. The ones that I'm going to get Gemma to load in a minute are the round ones in different sizes. That's what I've got in mine. But actually, because I only need 2, I might switch it out for one of the other ones. Oh, it's all so good. So that is make number 1 today. Make number 2.
Timestamp you. Half an hour in, and we had a bit of a chat at the start.
Oh, I mean that's easy then, isn't it?
Start and afterwards, and already we've got a make made.
Done. Bosh. And all I did was cut it out. The only reason that I cut these out and prep them in advance is because of the painting. It's not that this is not a difficult shape to cut out. This is our next make. Has anybody said if they want this, by the way? Want the bunnies? Do you want the bunnies? You see, I thought that I might glue one onto my. Wouldn't that be nice? I don't know if anyone's talking to us this morning or not.
There are people talking. I'm just getting this to load for us. Just bear with me a sec.
So we've done this one. We're going to now do the coin purse. This is the shape of it, and it's symmetrical, which is, I've called it the what do I call it? The crocodile snap. This is even quicker and easier, by the way, but we are going to put we're going to put a snap in, and that's it. If you haven't got snaps, we do starter snap sets with 12.5 minutes. This one, but obviously I use a lot of snaps, don't I? Just realised just how many snaps I use.
You're a fan of a snap, though.
I am a fan of a snap.
Sue has said to us, does anyone remember the song If I Had a Hammer? Yes, Sue, every time Natasha hammers something. Every time. I
don't know it, Sue. I only know it because Gemma sings it to me every time I hammer something.
I can't grasp it that you didn't have this in primary school.
No.
Everyone else is the same.
Nope.
Oh, here we go. Sue says I sing it to myself every time Tash gets her hammer out. Not just me.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You're going to put, I'm just going to tell you, you're going to put a snap one side and a snap the other, and you just fold like this. So I'm just going to crack on and layer up my my fabrics to snap. Gemma, it's so quick, this one. It's almost insulting. You can, by the way, if you want to feel like you've done something, stitch around the outside.
Oh, like a little top stitch.
Yeah.
A decorative edge stitch.
You don't have to, but you don't have to. It could be a complete no-sew, all hammer situation. Hammer time. What?
Sewing with hammers.
Sewing with hammers.
I think we might just do an entire new show. Sewing with hammers.
Natasha sews with hammers. Absolutely. The other thing is, if you want to make sure that nothing's going to come out of there, but if you want it held, you can run a little bit of glue. And now that I have found my super quick heating up glue gun, which is just blinking brilliant. Do you know why I bought that, Gemma?
Why did you buy that, Tash?
Because there were so many. There was so much need for the Easter bonnet glue gun situation.
Yeah.
That was why I ended up getting that. And
when
then
you've got as many avid crafters in one house as you have, this is not a one glue gun will service all situation, is it?
no, I've got 3 glue guns. I am ready.
Everyone can play nicely, including you.
Yeah.
No need to snatch from the children.
No. Well, no.
Oh, Claire wants your bunnies.
Oh, well then, I'm easily convinced. I only needed one person to say yes, please.
Yeah, that's literally it.
That's that made, by the way, just whilst we were chatting. We've just inserted a snap. It's done. Oh, look, hang on. My glue gun is here.
It's
So,
made, Natasha, in a snap.
in a snap. Oh, God. Really? Are we going there?
Oh, the crocodile person, make it snappy.
Yeah, listen to you chuckling away to yourself. But you know what I'm going to use, Gemma?
Here all week.
I'm just going to secure with some alligator clips. Oh God. Oh. Jane, I can just hear Jane. I can hear her eyes rolling from here.
Oh, Jane's eye rolls the loudest.
She does, well, nearly as loudly as Freddie, to be honest. Freddie's got quite lie down. What were we talking to him about? We were berating him about something the other day in the car on the way to school, and I'm just like, and don't think I can't hear your eye rolls from here. And he's just like, oh my.
Exactly. Oh, dear.
There we go. That's my bit of the show over. I'm going to go and sit down. That was easy, right? Quick
Beautiful.
and easy.
Well done.
I know.
No pressure, Jane. Just, crack on. We want your demos done this quick as well.
It won't be much longer, Dems.
We don't have big demos, do we, today? Actually, it's.
No.
Do you know when the universe looks after you and does the right thing for you, and you kind of go, well, as annoying as it was yesterday, it meant we could get more orders out the door, and
Yeah.
look at these, Jane, they're
They're
just,
so cute.
aren't they? Look, would you put a bunny on there?
Yes, probably.
Would you, especially with the black?
Sparkly bit.
Would you? Oh, you'd sparkle bunny, would you?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Look at you upping the ante.
Nice.
And you could stitch that on, by the way, before you did all of this business. You could glue it on, actually, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Lovely.
And then stitch it on. Look, I've even edge coated him because I want him almost as like a lucky bunny to hang
Do you
off
know,
my.
I would probably. I mean, that is such a versatile template, but you could make a row of him and edge like a toweling blanket.
Yeah, you could.
For a
Small person.
yeah, for a baby shower gift.
Ah, yes, yes, yes.
Decay him onto the edge of a towel.
Beautiful.
I remember years ago, before I worked for Natasha Makes, Tash was showing the curved corner cutter on some fleece.
Yes. Oh, we've still got those.
Basic blanket, curve the edge.
Yeah.
Some satin bias binding, I bought that too.
Yeah.
And yeah, just an appliqued item in the bottom corner, and it's the fastest way to make a really quick little baby gift.
Personalised gift. Yeah.
Adorable.
It's good, isn't it?
So fast. People are so impressed. It's easier to make going, but yeah, the bunnies are great.
I'm just going to move this out of the way. The bunny's there.
Yes. While you're tidying, we've got some more messages.
Oh, hi.
Anne says, I liked the stress of busting of sewing with hammers, but I did tend to slip up and muck them up.
It's
So I've
just
learned
practice.
about two sets of snap pliers, so
Yeah.
I can do snaps without changing the inserts. I love that.
Amazing.
I don't like
Perfect.
changing the inserts, just get two sets.
Look at that.
Strangely, she says, some of my swearing has stopped. I will argue that swearing is part of the creative process,
Yeah.
and for some of us, part of the enjoyment.
I don't trust people that don't swear. You've got to get it out there somehow.
Vicky?
Yeah.
Vicky has also messaged to say that there is no pork involved in this morning's show
No.
after my little Freudian slip earlier. I said I must be hungry. And Joy said these are great for little gifts. They really are, Joy.
They are.
And also speedy makes to put
Yeah.
on your Christmas markets and your stalls. And
If
things like that.
and I will reiterate, if you are a Cork Makes subscriber, these templates are already up there. The videos are already up there. You can get going as soon as we come off air, because obviously you're going to stay and watch us first. But you've got those there, so you don't even have to buy these. If you are a Natasha Makes subscriber, we are going to make these on our Monday Zoom call, because we had a cry, didn't we, to do a make that had rivets, snaps, and everything else, because people are scared of them. So we're gonna craft along together. So if you are part of the Natasha McCarthy Designs members, this is what we're gonna make. You will have, by the end of Monday, and you don't need very much cork. You can just get your cork scraps and your fabric scraps and your heat and bond. You will have these to go in your handbag by the end of play. Just have a look at what you need. Eyelets, rivets and snaps, that's it. And a hammer. And your heat and bond. If you need the cork, fabulous, get yourself some cork. I'm going to get out of the way. Things like that last. And try and find where these go in the warehouse. Go on, Jane, over to you.
Okay. Hello everybody. Right, so this is the basis of our table runner.
You were a little bit quiet, Jane? Are you not away from the mic at the moment?
I'm standing in exactly the same place as Natasha.
She just ain't got my lungs.
Yeah, got a lovely indoor voice. Natasha doesn't own an indoor voice. But you use an outdoor voice.
Rude. Slightly true.
There we go, move that out of the
Well,
way.
it's probably because Natasha's moved her phone. I'm hearing you through her phone. Ignore me. Acting nonsense. You've moved your phone.
There we go.
Yep.
Yeah, you're probably fine through the mic, Jane. Ignore me.
Well, I'm sure everybody will tell me, because they'll soon say if they can't hear me.
Go back to checking the sound the other way.
So, in our kit, let me just borrow the kit. We've got 5 fat quarters and a long quarter and our background of our plain. This is the grey colourway. I'm calling it grey, silver and taupe, I think. This is our plain beige. There's a ½ metre piece of that. A long quarter of the swirly stripe. I've chosen that for the binding. If you don't want to use it for the binding and you'd rather have it in your runner, you can. You can still get the size pieces you need from a long quarter. You can just get more from a fat quarter. I don't know why that works that way, but it does. So we've got the large floral. This is so pretty. That's the large floral. And from this one, you're going to cut 2 large squares and 3 small squares. All the measurements are in the pattern. And the same with the, I think this is called floral bouquet. I was calling it floral with candy canes because it's got the candy canes with it. And the same with that, you'll cut 1 large square and 3 small squares. We alternate the block. So if you want to, you can do it the other way around. If you prefer this one and you want to fussy cut the floral bouquet with the candy canes in, you can do that. There is enough fabric. So you can see why I've said you can get more than 1 runner from this if you buy yourself a bit more of the background, because there's plenty in the fat quarters to get the squares from. And then from what I've sort of said are the blenders, so we've got the swirl with the silver, the black is graphite I think this one's called, with the silver swirl, because we've got this with gold, which is in the red and green kit. So we've got this in the gold colourway for the red and green kit. Just 3 small squares from that one. We've got our stylised trees, which have also got the swirly shape in them. We want 3 small squares from that one. And then we've got our pewter, and this has got the silver swirls on as well. And 3 small squares from there. Then you need width of fabric strips from your ½ metre piece. Got narrow strips, and then you've got wider strips for the outside as well. And then, as I say, this is for your binding. So 4 strips from there for your binding. So you'll have cut all your squares, and we'll do, this is block 1. So this is the one that I've used the large floral in. So you take your large floral and you will have, she says, because I have cut my pieces, you will have a piece that you will sew to the bottom of that square. So you might feel it's sort of directional, and you might want to whiz it round and put it on a direction. So we're just going to sew that to there. And we'll give that a press. Now I suggest that you press under, so it goes under the large square. just because sometimes with a lighter colour you can get what we call a shadow. So the floral will hide the seam, if you like. So I'm just going to press that so that's nicely pressed. Then we take our small squares and we're going to place our small floral and our swirl, and we're going to join those together with a strip between. So we're going to sew a strip onto one side, press that away. Now this is quite important if you want to keep the flow of the pattern moving, is that you sew the floral to the left hand side of the swirl, and it'll become clear why I'm saying that in a moment when we do the second block, because it's actually made up of 2 blocks. They're similar but one is mirror image to the other, and again I will demonstrate that as we go on. So again I'm pressing that so that the seam sits under the square rather than under the strip. So you've got those 2 with the swirl on the right hand side and the floral on the left, and we're going to attach those now to the bottom of that strip that we attached to the large square. Natasha not...
I'm just, it's just...
it's taking its time.
Sorry, I can hear the machine and I just realised that you needed that.
It's okay, it's just...
There you go.
Oh, lovely. I didn't know if you'd gone off to speak to Gemma somewhere. It was so quiet.
I was counting,
You were
Jane, I was counting.
Now normally I'll say to you, don't I, to press where there's the least resistant with the seams, and you can do that. You could press that way, but if we press it this way we get that consistency with the seam going underneath the floral bit. But your fabric usually tells you which way it wants to go. It does resist if it doesn't like it. So you've now got a rectangle with a large square and 2 small squares that are framed with our strip of background fabric. So then we're going to make a strip with our 3 remaining squares, and I've used the candy cane floral and then 2 of the blenders either side, and we're going to sew those in a row with a strip in between. So we'll sew that onto there, and we can chain piece these pieces.
Oh, hang on, you can if I change the... There we go. I am listening.
It's okay. And again I'm going to press those so that the seam goes underneath the pattern, and again just keep popping them back into the row just to make sure that you've got everything in the right order. I'm going to sew this one onto there and then I'll sew that one onto there, just because I feel that if you sew things one onto the next, sometimes that can distort the row and it's not quite straight. So again I'm going to press that so that goes under there. Got that little bit of fray there, we can just go back into the seam and we can pull that out from the seam. There we go. And then we can attach that one onto there. Okay, so that is the row of squares that go down the side, and all we need to do is we just need to attach those to the side of the square with a strip of fabric. Now I'm going to sew the strip onto this piece first. So I'm sewing it onto the large square with the 2 small squares. And we can press that again, press it towards the...
Sorry, that's me making all the noise. Just trying to get something to sit on so that I can...
Rest your paw back.
Yeah.
Now I seem to have miscut this strip. I've cut it a little bit too long, but that's not a problem when it's too long because we can always trim it down. We don't mind things being too long, it's when they're too short that we panic. So I'll just trim that little bit off. Now trimming off, I'm just making sure I'm square, so I'm lining up that seam line with one of the lines on my ruler, and then I know then that that's nice and straight and square at the end. Now we're going to attach this one onto the side. Now I could just put it on and sew it, but sometimes it stretches a little bit, and when you've sewn it, it doesn't look like this line here is lined up. Sometimes it can look a little bit off. So to make sure that we've got that all lined up, I'll take my ruler and my fabric marker, and I place my ruler against the seam line on my large square, and I'll just mark a little mark. This is within the seam allowance really of this long strip, and then I'll take my ruler and I'll put it on the other side, opposite side, and I'll do the same thing. So I've now got 2 marks that line up with this strip. So I can then take this piece that I'm going to attach to there, and I can line those marks up with the seam line that I've just marked, and I can just pop a couple of pins in just to line that up and hold it while I sew it. That way I know that it will all visually look like it's lined up, and in theory it should work, that everything when you sew it together all lines up anyway.
That's
But
the theory,
sometimes,
Jane.
you know,
it doesn't do it,
when
does it?
you're pressing and something, you know, you can stretch your fabric a little bit, or one seam allowance is just a fraction shorter than the other, or a bit wider, you know, things happen when we're sewing.
We sometimes have it because you do your prep on one machine and then you come and use this
Yeah.
one, so the seam allowances are different. That can sometimes throw it a little bit.
Just a little bit. But, you know, sometimes just ordinary prep, sometimes your little strip might be a little bit wider, just fractions of stitches that can throw things out a little bit.
NM subscribers, you're going to have to help us because Gemma and I are having a complete brain fart this morning. We cannot remember what we did last month. Which one hasn't been loaded? We can't remember. Gemma's like, I'm sure it was the wall hanging. I was like, no, we did that at the old warehouse.
Did you not do...
We postponed it and we had to do it on the phone because of getting the internet and the...
Didn't you do the wax tote or cork and wax or something? I don't know. Maybe
I
I'm...
can't remember, Jane. It was the morning that everything went wrong with technology. I mean, yeah, another morning everything went wrong.
So there we have our block, and this is block 1. So you're going to make 2 of these. Well, I've already made one, so that's handy. So you've got 2, the same. And as I said, you can mix and match your squares up. You don't have to do them in the same order as me. You've got plenty of fabric to play with. So we've got 2 block 1s and they're identical. Now block 2 is just subtly different. In so much as, if you have a look, this is block 1. And my squares are the opposite way round. Same order but the opposite way round, because we're going to make a mirror image. So this is the floral with the candy canes, and I'm going to attach that to the bottom. I've got the strip on like we did before, and I'm going to attach that to the bottom, but this time I've got my swirls on the left hand side and my floral on the right. So the fabrics are still in the same order but they're just subtly different.
Same but different, Jane.
Same
We
but
like
different.
different.
So we're going to attach that to the bottom of there, as we did before.
Jane, I've decided to make my goals with 3 wise men.
That's a good idea.
Because I've got 3 all with different jazzy pants. You could
Do
use
you know
your-
the names of the 3 wise men?
No, but the way that mine look, they'll have similar names to Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, to be fair. Oh, I do like this colour, Jane. It's lovely.
It's really restful, isn't it?
Oh, I know that Vicky wanted to know, would this colourway work with the panel, you know, the Christmas tree panel?
This one?
Yeah.
No, the red and green would, because isn't the Christmas tree panel, isn't it the reds and greens?
Yeah, I didn't know whether or not.
I'm sure it is. Just bear
Hang
with
on.
me.
Bear with, we digress. Sorry,
We
but just
digress.
whilst I remember.
Because the panel is red and green, although it's a black background, it's red and green. So it's personal choice, isn't it, at the end of the day? You can do what you like, but if I was doing it, I would choose the red and green colourway. Just saying.
Just saying. But it's all from the same collection, so you do
Yes,
have some
it
of
all
those
goes,
colours
it
in
all
there.
matches, and the fabric's similar.
Casper,
Melchior and
Balthazar.
Balthazar. Yes, I did know. I knew it. So, we're not going to, on this one, we've put the strip on the left hand side, but we're going to put it on the right hand side. The strips of squares, the 3 squares, are joined in exactly the same way. Done them in the same order as block 1, but we're just attaching them this time onto the right hand side. Just makes the block the mirror image. Block 2 is the mirror image of block 1. Making sure the seams are staying in the right direction. You can of course pin the strips before you start sewing. I'll just give that a press. And then we'll attach our 3 squares, and I'll do the same thing as I did before. Just mark the point where this strip hits the seam line will hit the opposite side. So just lining up the edge of my ruler with that seam line there, a little mark in the seam allowance, and the same on the other side. And then putting this one on and just making sure that those seam lines, the stitch lines, line up with those marked lines. Let's just trim that little extra edge off there.
Jane, do you know what I haven't told everyone?
What's that?
The 3 for 2 is back on wax.
Ooh!
Right, let's rewind. You know I said I could never get these waxes again.
Yeah.
Ever. I couldn't. There was none. And then someone had said they would buy a whole load of it,
Yeah.
and they never paid for it.
Oh, so it's become
So it's
available.
been offered to me.
And you went, yes,
I
thank
went,
you very much.
Give me your hand, let me bite it off.
Yes.
We've got all sorts of different colours coming, all sorts. So I need what we've got in stock now gone.
There isn't much left, is there, to be fair?
There's not a lot left. It should be obviously £45 a metre. We've reduced it to 10
Wow.
and put it on a 3 for 2. So you could be getting 3 metres of wax fabric for 20 quid.
Crazy.
But that's just while these stocks last. The new wax comes in tomorrow.
Exciting.
Okay, so if you want a ridiculous deal on these waxes, which means that we're going to have to do some more wax makes. I've already got my thinking hat on. I'm quite excited for next week, Jane. Then please do.
Fabulous.
Hurrah.
So, that's block 2. Now if you look at this, you can see it's a mirror image of block 1. It's not different. We've just swapped those 2 fat squares around and we put it on the right hand side instead of the left hand side. So when we come to join the 3 blocks together, we get this continuation of the pattern of the 3 small squares. And we simply join them together with a narrow strip in between. So we'll sew 1 strip onto there and 1 strip onto there, and then we'll join them all together.
Jane, is this going to be a record to have gotten 3 demos done in very little time?
It could be.
Might be, mightn't it?
We don't want to set a precedent though, do we? It's like,
you
imagine
imagine?
everybody wanting 3 demos each time. You'd be like,
Is all I have to say to that.
"No." It's hard
No.
enough sometimes coming up with one thing.
Do you know, it does feel like it goes through that sort of thing of some days I think, I don't have enough time to make all the things I want to make, and then others I'm like, no,
What am I going to do?
got nothing. Got nothing. It's fun, isn't it?
It's just how it comes. And quite often we're inspired by the fabric that comes in, aren't we?
That is very true. Or I'll see a piece of hardware and go, I require that in my life.
Yes. So we've done both of those. We'll give those a press. And then we join the blocks, simply join them together. And again, if you want to, you can line up your. There's not really a seam to line up because you're just lining it up with the large square and the small ones.
Carol said it was the folded pouch. I can't even remember what it was. What did we do, Jane?
you've got this line here that you can look at, so you could line that, you know, you could do your little lining up with. But got to go that. What am I doing here?
What's happening, Jane?
What's happening? Who am I? That's it. So it's this long one here that lines up with the short. So we can just make the mark there and there, and we can do the same on this strip. It's funny, isn't it? Because sometimes when you've got a seam out that's like just a fraction, your eye sees it straight away, and you can get quite annoyed by it.
It's the only thing you can see.
Yeah. It's funny how our eyes like to see a straight line. They're drawn to a straight line, which is why when I'm doing strips, I always do a diagonal seam, because your eye's not drawn to the diagonal seam as much as a straight one. Sees a straight line straight away. All the straights. But it doesn't. It's not drawn to a diagonal one.
Diagonals are funny, aren't they? Because they, in works of art, they're used for movement, to create movement.
And we use it, don't we, when we're doing perspective
Yes.
for things as well in art, to draw your eye in. So that one's attached to there. So that's block 1 and block 2 joined together, and then we join the other block 1 to the opposite side. So I mark my marks on this seam, and it's actually this seam down here. It's just like, it wouldn't be me, would it, if I didn't just make a little. Not that it matters, because the mark's in your seam allowance, so it disappears anyway. And we will attach that to there. So just matching up those little notches with the stitched line on our sashing strip, and then attach the whole thing.
Jane, I don't know which one I prefer. I'm really torn.
I know, because I'm quite a traditional person when it comes to my Christmas colours. I'm, very traditionally red, white, gold colours.
I was going to say red, white, and blue.
Yeah, red,
Happy
green,
Christmas.
red, green, and gold. But I'm loving this one. It's very restful.
And it matches my
And if you've got silver in your colour
golds.
scheme, yeah.
and their noses are the colour.
Yeah, it's top noses.
It's all very exciting.
So all that's left to do now is to do the outside border. Now you'll cut 3 strips. I just wanted to go through this because sometimes when you read an instruction it's like, what? Isn't it? What are you saying? So you've got your width of fabric strip. I'm just going to trim the salvages off this and you cut those to the same width as the width of your runner. And you're left with a piece left over. Now if you've done what I've done and cut it while the fabric's width of fabric strip's still in its fold, you'll just cut that strip in half along that crease. So you've got 2 pieces. They're approximately the same size. It's not the end of the world if they're not. And then what you'll do is you'll trim the salvages off the other 2 strips, and you'll take one strip, one of these offcut pieces, and you will attach it to one end of this width of fabric strip with a 45-degree seam. Now you can take your ruler, you can place the strip right sides together, the big strip horizontally, the small strip vertically. Line your 45-degree line on your ruler up so that it sits in that corner and goes to the top edge, and make your mark. Just a diagonal line. You may wish to pin that in place to hold it while you take it to the machine, and you're going to stitch on the line, on that marked diagonal line. This is the same way that I join my binding strips, and as I was saying, I use when I've got a long strip that I'm adding as a border, I always use a 45-degree diagonal seam. You will then trim that off 1/4 inch away from that stitch line, just trimming that corner, those corners off, and then I press the seam open in this instant. Don't very often press my seams open, but when I'm adding borders on my binding I do, because it reduces the bulk and it sits flatter. So just give that a, and just when you're ironing it, just press it rather than ironing it, because it is a biased edge, so it will stretch. And then you'll cut this strip, and you may find that it's exactly the right size, but you might have to trim a little bit off. But you will attach that then, and you'll do that twice. You'll attach that. You'll attach these short ends to the ends of your runner. Press those back and out of the way, and then you'll attach the long strip to the top and bottom. Now, when I've got a diagonal seam, as I have here, I'll have one on this strip, and then I'll have one on the strip at the top. And what I make sure is that I've got that seam that side, and then the other seam on the opposite side at the other corner. So they're not, again, it's not lined up, so your eye's not going to notice it as much. If you've got your diagonal seam there and here, your eye would notice that straight away. But if you put it on the other side over here, it's not so visible. I don't know why. There you go.
We do not know, Jane.
It's something to do with the way your eye works. So that is your runner top. And then you'll quilt it however you like. Now I did a wiggly squiggly with a verdigris line. If you don't feel confident free motioning a wiggle squiggle, you can just simply sew around your squares. The small squares just on the inside, or echo quilt it. The large square, you might want to do another square inside, just because that's quite a big piece, and over time that will separate away from the wadding and backing if there's a large gap. Generally speaking, when you use wadding, usually it tells you the width of the distance between your quilting lines, but it's usually between 4 and 5 inches gap maximum. So maybe echo quilt around the outside, and then then quilt a square inside, or just echo quilt it slightly inside, or even do a diagonal line from corner to corner. All of that can be done with your straight line quilting foot. If you don't feel confident enough to just do a little squiggle, or you might fancy doing something even more exciting, following the flowers, whatever you fancy. There you go, there's your runner.
That is gorgeous, Jane. Just gorgeous. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much indeed. So that's that, isn't it?
That's
Crikey.
today's show.
Decisions.
I love this. It's just
These kits are
very
under
restful.
£30. I can't tell you what a ridiculous deal that is. Under £30, you can do your table runner, you can extend it, make a longer runner,
Yes.
you can do coasters, mats, however you can make your Christmas table. Would just be beautiful. Really, really gorgeous. And then any fabric that you've got left over, you can make a few gonks here and there. So
Absolutely.
why not throw in a beard into your order? I even did a beard care video
I know.
for anybody.
Yeah.
It was thought of as slightly weird, but I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable
fine.
with
It's
my
fine.
slightly weird video. That's absolutely fine with me. So there we go. Thank you very much, Jane.
You're welcome.
Guys, what can I say? Waxes 3 for 2. We've reduced them down to £10. It's 3 for 2 on the reduced price. The new waxes coming in, we will not be able to do that sort of money.
No.
No.
They'll still be a bargain, they won't they, compared to what you'd pay for
What you
them.
should pay,
yeah.
of course, but not this.
Not that big a
No.
bargain.
No. So yeah, that's it. Everybody, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you on Friday deals. And yeah, just keep an eye.
Yeah, look out for your newsletters.
We'll get you.
Full
We'll
of-
get you some good
Full of
bargains
info and things. Yeah.
Jane, thank you very much as ever, and we will see everybody back here on Monday. Take care. Lots of love. Bye bye.
Bye bye.